Namaste.
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 Namaste, Kumar.
Namaste.
Namaste, Kumarji.
Namaste. Namaste. Let's start with 3 ohms as usual. Please take a deep breath.
Om.
Namaste to all of you. Suprabhatam. Namo Namaha, depending on wherever you are. Let's start with the chant before I do a review.
Yeah.
See what I did in the screen. Second.
Shall I start?
Hold on 1 second, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, Krantik. Right? Go right up to Sutra 216. Okay.
Second chapter, right?
Right up to, actually, you can go right up to 2000. Yeah, 218. Sorry. Go right up to 218.
Okay. Thank you. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासि धारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं श्रीमते अनन्ताय नागराजाय नमो नमः। अथ साधनपादः तपः स्वाध्याय ईश्वरप्रणिधानानि क्रियायोगः समाधिभावनार्थः क्लेशतनूकरणार्थश्च अविद्या अस्मिता राग द्वेष अभिनिवेशाः क्लेशाः अविद्या क्षेत्रम् उत्तरेषां प्रसुप्त तनु विच्छिन्न उदाराणाम् अनित्य अशुचि दुःख अनात्मसु नित्य शुचि सुख आत्मख्यातिः अविद्या दृग्दर्शन शक्त्योः एकात्मता इव अस्मिता सुखानुशयी रागः दुःखानुशयी द्वेषः स्वरसवाही विदुषोऽपि समारूढः अभिनिवेशः ते प्रतिप्रसवहेयाः सूक्ष्माः ज्ञानहेयाः तद्वृत्तयः क्लेशमूलः कर्माशयो दृष्टा दृष्टजन्म वेदनीयः सति मूले तद्विपाको जात्यायुर्भोगाः ते लादपरितापफलाः पुण्या पुण्यहेतुत्वात् परिणाम ताप संस्कार दुःखै गुणवृत्तिविरोधाश्च दुःखमेव सर्वं विवेकिनः हेयं दुःखमनागतं द्रष्टृदृश्ययो संयोगो हेय हेतुः आशा क्रियास्थितिशीलं भूतेन्द्रियात्मकं भोगापवर्गार्थं दृश्यम्.
Thank you, Kranti. Thank you. Oh, so we started the sadhana pada by understanding what this kriya yoga is all about. We said kriya yoga is the yoga of action, and tapas, swadhyaya, and ishvara pranidhanani. These three together form that kriya yoga. That's what we saw. And then we went on, then Patanjali goes on to describe the various impurities that cause the chitta vrittis, right? So he says avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abnivesha are the five kleshas, five impurities that cause all the chitta vrittis. Then he goes on to define each one of them. Avidya, he says, is the top of the pile. And when avidya is gone, when there is no avidya, then all the rest, the other four, have no legs to stand on. That's what he pretty much says there. And with avidya, one thinks of impermanent things as permanent, impure things as pure, misery as happiness, anatmasu, which is not soulful, as being atmic or soulful. So all these stupid things stay with us as long as avidya is there. Then he defines asmita as one where the seer is one with what is being seen and experienced. So in some of these great souls like Maharishi Ramana, as well as another person, the name I'm not able to get right now. So they normally call this asmitas I amness. Probably this will help Uma to understand this. They call it as I amness. Have you heard of that, Uma?
Yes, Kumarji.
That's what
Like,
this
is it
Asmita.
relating to like the ahankara? I am the doer. No, I amness is.
The doer, the two kleshas are part of ahankara, yes. Because you need to have that I amness to experience anything. If you don't have that I amness, you cannot experience anything.
Okay.
That is why it is a klesha. So I know you are still not convinced with Asmita. I can see that, but hopefully, as we go along, at some point of time, the code will crack open. Then he goes on to define the other three aspects of the impurities. Sukha, he says, Sukha is the one which flows from the pleasurable things. What is pleasurable to us, that is what is that is what is raga is all about. And all dvesha is which causes pain and suffering is dvesha. But what flows from there is dvesha. And then he says abnivesha is one where even the learned people, vidusha and vidushi, all learned, even learned people, he takes them for a ride. They get mounted on this thinking, oh, I am doing this. Like right now, as I'm speaking, if I keep thinking, oh, I am the one who is bringing this knowledge to all these people, that is what is abnivesha is all about. So, having said that, then the next 4-5 sutras, he is going to describe. We started on that. So this is about impurities, karma, and rebirth. Very important sutras. We have touched them here and there earlier. So here he is going to give you a lot more on, especially on karma and rebirth. Impurities we already seen. So he is going to give you on karma and rebirth and how to stop these impurities. That's why we are also saying impurities. So he says the way to stop it is pratiprasava. Pratiprasava. Prasava means which comes out. Pratiprasava means to take it back, to take it inward. So he's saying looking at and opposing the vrittis is how holding back on all these impurities is how you hold back the vrittis. That's what he says. So that holding back on these impurities is what is pratiprasava. So that will prevent the activations from happening, the chitta vritti. Then he goes on to talk about how the impurities, the klesha mula, how they bring the experiences that you have in this lifetime, both painful and not so painful, and which has already been seen and things that you have not seen yet. So he says the impurities are the reason for all that.
Kumar, you have left out 211.
I said dhyana.
You said?
Yeah. I said the way to oppose all this is through dhyana.
Okay.
So we stopped. We completed 212 and we'll start with 213 today. Sati mule tad vipako jati ayu bogah. Sati. Sati means closure of or kind of end of life. Mule, with that as the root, with end of life as the root. Tad vipako. Vipako means fruitioning. When the end of life happens, what happens? Tad here refers to the earlier sutra, the klesha and karma. So the klesha and karma at the end of the life is what is going to decide jati. Jati here does not mean just the race or whatever. It means all that happens when you are born, that which you cannot change. Like the family in which you are born, the siblings, the parents, the community in which you are born, any birthmarks that you have, the color of your skin, etc. I don't want to say color of the skin because now in the modern age you have cosmetic things to do by which people change, right? That's why I didn't want to say your nose, your eyes and all that, because now with cosmetic things, it's all being changed. But if you go back 100 years back, all these things were not there. So you can take all that into account. That which cannot be changed at all. That which is given to you. That is what jati means. So jati, ayu is longevity. Bhogaha is the experience. So all these experiences that you get in life, the longevity that you have in this life, and the jati, and how you are born, in which family you are born, all these are decided by klesha and karma. I know for Meeraji it's going to be very difficult to accept this, but you got to go with what is given in the sutras. So that's what this 213 is talking about. It's already giving you a clear picture of how in this life your experience are going to be based on your previous life. Any questions? Shall we move on?
Kumar, explain the 13 once again. 230.
Sati means end of life. Mula is the root. With that as the root, the end of life as the root. Tad vipako. The tad vipako means that fruitioning or ripening. Vipako means fruitioning or ripening. What is fruitioning or ripening? That which is ripening, the karmas. The karmas of the previous life are ripening, and that is what is the cause of the jati, ayu and bhogaha. Jati is where you are born. Ayu is the lifetime that you are getting. And bhogaha is the experiences that you are going to undergo in that life. So remember that ayu is based on karma. That longevity is based on karma. What does that mean? That means that longevity of 60 years or 70 years or 80 years or 90 years is given to you to what? To wash away your karmas. The karmas fruition and you were born. So this longevity in this life, if I'm going to live for, let us say 75 years or 80 years or 90 years, whatever. So that lifetime is given to me to wash away my karmas. That is the purpose of life. So literally he is stating the purpose of life also here in that sutra. There's a lot of things in that. But as we go, that sutra you will see being referenced in the next sutra also. Is this clear now?
Yes.
Kumarji, does
Yes.
karma and klesha go together here for the fruitioning?
See, klesha is the cause for karma, right?
Right. So
That is why it is
impure.
given together. They go together, hand in hand. When one reduces, the other also reduces. When one increases, the other also increases.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Kumarji.
They are a great couple. They have such wonderful understanding between them. Clear, Uma?
Yes, Kumarji. Thank
Okay.
you.
Te halada paritapa palaha punya apunya hetutvat. Hetutvat means because of, the cause of. They, the te here refers to the jati, ayu, boga, the experiences of all that. The experiences one has based on jati, ayu, and boga. They halada paritapa. Halada means happy, happy things, things that give you happiness. Paritapa is things that you regret. Palaha. So this actually is the fruit of, what is this fruit of? Fruit of punya apunya. I mean, because of punya apunya, where we have this sense of good things and virtuous things. Good and virtuous. And apunya. Apunya is bad. We have classified these things as good and bad. We meaning, as long as we have this sense of punya, good things and bad things. So as long as you have that sense, you're going to have pleasurable or regretful things happening in your life.
Can you repeat it, Kumarji, please?
See the let me rephrase what I said. The sense that something is punya, good and virtuous, and something is apunya, bad. The moment we associate anything as good and bad, that is when we have the sense of happiness or regret. So what is it making it good or bad? It is that manas, it is that mind which is dividing it into raga and dvesha, good and bad, like and dislike. So as long as that is happening, you're going to. So what is basically it is saying is the manas, since it does that, this classification, so you are going to experience things as painful or happy. You are going to consider certain things as happy, certain things as painful, not accepting the cosmic flow of things. In that non-acceptance of cosmic flow of things, where you experience happiness on one side and pain on the other side, when you do that, when that happens, is how the karmas start stacking up again. That is the reaction part, right? When you are reacting by either through, you are reacting because of happiness, or you are acting because you consider it as pain. So in that reaction, karmas accumulate again. You acquire more karmas. Is this clear?
Yes, Kumarji.
So this karmic things are being explained in great depth here. So please pay full attention to this. If you don't understand anything, please ask questions so that we can clarify this before we go forward.
One doubt, Mama.
Yeah.
Like, but in nature, things are classified as good and bad?
Huh? What is it?
In our day-to-day lives,
Yes.
so many things are classified as good and bad.
Who classifies?
No, it is we as
Who is that we?
yeah, the human beings, us.
The human beings, the unenlightened human beings, the human beings filled with avidya are the ones who classify this.
No, but for example, if you do a bad deed, like say, to the extent of killing a person, isn't that bad? Isn't that evil?
See,
So-
that's what I'm saying. Whether you do, it all depends on how you receive it. The moment you think that you have done it, yeah, even for good things,
Yes.
when the moment you consider that I have done this, I have done this good deed. Oh, let us say, for example, I say, oh, Kumar, I pat myself when you're all not there. I pat myself saying, Kumar, you are doing a great deed by doing this class on Sunday morning every week, week after week, free of cost. Then I get good karma. Good karma. Good karma is also not great, Shobhu. Because at the end, we must have zero karma, not to come back. If we have 1000 good karma, we have to come back to experience that good karma, the fruits of that good karma.
It's
So
like
that will be certainly pleasurable, that life, right? When you have 1000 karmas in your bank, if I have 1000 karmas or 5000 karmas, good karma, let us say, in my bank, and I pass away and I die at that point of time. So I have to come back. With me on that?
Yes.
Both good karma and bad karma, they will fruition. We are only talking about karma fruitioning. He did not say only bad karma will fruition. Good karma also will fruition.
Kumarji.
Huh?
Kumarji, I would like to give an analogy just to make it easy. Like somebody is asking. Suppose the butcher in the our fish market, they do the job as part of their job. It's not like hurting or killing, something like that. So suppose if you are killing an animal or ant or whatever it is on your will, yes, it is hurting, but by virtue of what do you call Varna Dharma, if they are doing that job, like a butcher job, and saying that, oh, this is my job to do, then there won't be any bad karma of killing people or something like that. Is that my understanding right, Kumarji?
I'm going to define it a little further. I'm going to say, if a butcher has that realization,
right?
if
Butcher
a butcher has this realization that we are talking about, that you're talking about, that I am doing my duty, I'm not hurting anybody. When he has that realization, do you think he will do that?
No, he won't. But what I'm saying
that's
is,
what I'm saying.
that
Then what he will do? He will do that which will not acquire karma.
No, the other, again, let's talk about people who fight for the country, right? Like who are in army to defend the country. They kill people, but they don't. They do it just because that's their job.
Yes.
right? So there is no
Mhm.
question of realization there. The question is, I am doing it is the one will
Mhm.
lead you to acquire karma rather than this is my
This
job.
is what Arjuna wanted to run away from, right?
Right, exactly. So
So,
to get that is, I mean, like that's the underlying difference.
yes.
Whether I'm hurting someone or killing or stealing money, that's all good and bad. Again, right? It's very what you call, like you started at the right time. That's how, whatever is good for us, someone would say it's bad for them, or someone it's very subjective. We cannot, again, yes, there are some core things I also battle, right? We call it as aram in Tamil.
Hmm.
How did that define? And as a culture, as a society, people we grew up in, our parents define it the way we are growing. I used to
No,
wonder.
what I am saying, Sundar, is if a butcher, as he is doing this work, whatever work he is doing, if it is, let us say, it is disturbing him, let us say, okay, then if he has this, what Prabhakar says, what you're saying also, even a soldier for that matter, it is disturbing him, all
Mhm.
this killing, or it doesn't happen when he is doing it, it happens later on. That is why they have this trauma. What is it called? PTSD.
Right, yes.
So that comes from that guilt of having killed so many people, or having damaged or done whatever it is. So when you have that kind of thinking, this realization will take care. With this realization, you will move away from that. Until then,
Right.
you think this is the only way for me to run a livelihood, right?
Right,
See,
yes.
let us say I am in hardware. I'm a hardware engineer. I'm in hardware development, and I'm a poor hardware engineer, poor at design, everything. But I'm still sticking on to the job with all that unhappiness, is because it is paying me good money. The moment I have this realization, then I will move away from that. Maybe my real swadharma is to perform, to get into arts and crafts. Who knows? Or maybe to become a butcher.
I think the point is, I think when you have that realization, then you won't build up that karma, credit history of
Correct.
like saying, also you don't have that feeling. Say for that guy, say soldier, when he does it,
That is what
he comes
Sri
off
Krishna is. That is what Sri
hmm,
Krishna is telling Arjuna, right?
Arjuna. You
Yeah.
do it as part of the duty, but don't
Yes.
take it as a feeling of, oh, I hurt my guru, I hurt my brother.
Yes.
If you think like that, then you become a victim of feelings and all those things. But if you do it as a duty, then obviously you don't have anything. You just keep going, and then you go in like like a robot.
Yes.
As long as you consider as a robot, then you don't have anything.
Not robot in the sense
No,
that you
robot.
go with that sense that
So, yeah,
this is my
duty
duty to perform.
given,
Yes, this
given.
is a duty
It's
to be
given
performed.
to,
I am
yeah,
not doing this. I am a tool here. This is
right.
the cosmic flow of things. I am here
Mm,
at this point of time to do this.
mm,
I am in this cosmic flow of things at this point of time. I am here to conduct this class. That's all.
mm.
Okay.
Excuse me, Kumarji.
Yes.
Relating to that, relating to the analogy of the butcher,
Mm.
there's a Mahabharata story of a butcher, I think named Vyada,
Mm.
right? How does it relate here? He is considered as one who like taught at the one arrogant saint or somebody. about dharma.
Hmm.
I am not sure.
I'm
I
not
don't
able
remember.
to recall that incident. See, even you take this Kannappa Nayana. You remember Kannappa Nayana?
Yes, yes,
So he was a hunter, right?
right.
So, and whenever one day when he went for hunting, that's when he saw this Shivalinga covered with all leaves and dust and whatnot. And then he cleared it out, and then he overcome. Something inside him made him feel that he should do his way of do his own worship. All that he could offer was from hunting whatever meat he had. So he would offer that. So the next day the priest would come, and he will be shocked to see this meat in front of the Shivalinga, and he would clear out everything. And again, every day this would happen, right?
Right.
And one day when Kannappa Nayanar is doing that, blood will start flowing from one eye of Shiva, and then he will give his eye. All that we know.
Right.
What I'm saying here is, the hunter, what does he offer? Whatever he
Mm.
has,
Yeah.
that's all he can offer. Right?
Right.
Is there anything like right and wrong here? That is only that's only the human way of classifying it.
Right, the priest is looking at a different angle and thinks it's wrong giving
Yes.
offering meat to the god,
Yes.
while the Kannappa is like he's just offering whatever he is with his love, same as like any other one offering a fruit or
Yeah, because that's what he
anything
eats.
he has
That's
in
what
his
he eats. So
possession.
he offers the same thing to the divine. And the priest eats shakara pongal and rice and other kheer. So he offers that to the Shivalinga, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
So this is what it is all about. So if I am used to a certain kind of worship, then I do that worship. Without, if somebody wants to worship it in a different way, I let them worship in a different way.
May I make a
Yes.
statement?
Yes.
Okay. There's 2 points I want to suggest. One, the concept of correctness is relative. And the
Concept of
second point,
righteousness.
correctness is a relative thing.
Yes.
And the second thing is the two distinct concepts. One is morality and one is ethics. Morality is the idea of an individual of what is right and wrong. And that transcends cultural norms. And ethics refers to communal values and is dependent on others for a definition. So I think if one looks at it, then I think some of these questions can be answered.
The problem is, Miraji, earlier people lived in small communities. So that community ethics was the same for all the people in that community. It was not different.
Right.
When the villages started merging and becoming bigger into towns, then you have these pockets of people who are vegetarians, who are part vegetarians, who are this worshipper, that worshipper, and because of avidya, it causes a lot of tension, stress.
Right. Well, also we can look at modern society. Initially it was based on religion, and now we have the courts of law and things like that. So they arbitrate.
Yeah, but the court of law is there, but everyone wants the court of law to say what they want and what they consider as right. The moment the court of law says something that is not acceptable to them, see, many things, the court of law, the law is written in such a way it is acceptable to the majority of the people, not to all.
Well, right, that's what ethics is about, communal values.
So if only 80% can understand and accept this law and 20% don't, then the 20% are going to be unhappy and they are going to raise a hue and cry. Anyway, so there is no end to this because of the fact that we cannot see ourselves as part of this cosmic flow, and things change from time to time, and we have to adapt ourselves to the changing times. That's what we fail to see here. I cannot say I was a butcher 25 years back, and let us say, for example, butchering is banned, say, from tomorrow. I would accept that. That's what I'm saying. For whatever reason, butchering of a particular kind of animal is banned, or the entire butchery is banned. I have to accept that and move on. And the government may say, hey, we are going to give you a different kind of training. We will rehabilitate you. I have to accept that. But I will refuse to accept that. That is where I am saying that we don't want to accept the cosmic flow of things. That's what I'm saying. And somebody can always say that is not cosmic flow of things, right? Okay, where are we? We are in Sutra 2. So is this clear? We'll move on to Sutra 215. So the next Sutra. Yes.
What would it be if being a butcher was banned? Okay, and you're good with that, but then you learn why it's banned, and like you feel like I don't know what you did, right? Do you feel guilty? Like,
Say it again, Tammy. I couldn't catch what you said.
is there like that guilt that like, oh my gosh, that's what I did for 20 years. And well, I'm not going to do it anymore. However, wow, that had a big impact. Oh, we just addressed the impact and then.
It could be that. It could be that. Or the butcher can say, oh, for the last 20 years, I did this with a feeling of guilt. Why am I doing this? Now I have this clarity. This is my duty. Yeah, I am not doing this. I am a tool here. Just as the cleaver in my hand is the tool, I am a tool in the cosmic flow of things.
That's it. That's what I was missing. I'm the tool. Okay.
Yes. So I'm a tool. So I am being asked to do this. I do this.
Thank you, Kumar. I got that.
215. We'll go on to Sutra 215. Parinamatapa sanskara dukkaihi gunavritti virodat cha dukkam eva sarvam vivekinah. So vivekinah, vivekam, in Tamil we say vivekam. Vivekinah means discrimination. So here vivekinah means a person of discrimination or people with wisdom or wise people. No, okay, not people like us, wise people. That is what Vivekinaha means. That is why we name people as Viveka, Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda. So people with discrimination, wise people, brilliant people. What does it mean? It really means that they are in tune with the cosmic energy, with the unmanifest divine. That's what Vivekinaha means. Okay. Parinama. Parinama, there are many meanings. One is change. Here we are going to use the meaning result. The result of something. What is the result of what? Result of what? Tapa. Tapa means a feeling of regret, regretful feeling is called tapa. Sanskara. The sanskara we will see a lot, because the samskara refers to the pattern, the various patterns that are patterns of programs that are formed from the way we react to things. Basically, it is karma and klesha. Karma comes from that, and because of the klesha, we react in certain way. This karma and klesha together is called sanskara. Dukkaihi. Dukkaihi is misery. Guna is flow of energy. Vritti we know, right? Vritti is the activation, various activations. Virodhat is not to react or to oppose, is virodhat. Virodham, it comes from virodham. Virodham means you oppose that person, right? So it comes from there. And cha dukkham eva sarvam. Misery in everything. Misery, sarvam means everything, all. Dukkham in all. I mean, basically this statement is saying a person of discrimination understands once you are reacting to whatever good or bad, then what happens? Once you, that means you are reacting. In that reaction, there is this, anything that has to, for anything to happen, there has to be flow of energy. That is what it's saying, guna. Guna produces that vritti, produces the activations, and that activation is going to cause some actions to take place. And that is how we acquire karma that manifests in. So this karma once again manifests as jati, etc. Right? So this karma will once again in the next birth will bring you that jati. Learned people simply say that all these things, whatever, whenever you come across something that is not likable to you, you are mentally opposing it. Whenever you don't like something, you are mentally opposing it. And when you do that, what happens is internally you create different reactions. The reaction is creating new programs within you. And learned people say all of this is simply misery, because it will come back to you. So basically what they are saying is whenever you react, it is stupidity to react, because it is going to come back to you either in this birth or the next birth. Why would you do that? So that is why wise people will not do that. So obviously if we are reacting, we are stupid. But modern world, modern science encourages you to react. Right? Now, yes, they will say, come, they will egg you on, say, oh, yes, now time to go and take revenge. Yes, take revenge. Don't keep quiet. Especially in the Indian scenario. This is normal when you see in the Indian scenario, oh, your mother-in-law said this, do this to her, or do this to the father-in-law. So this is coming from that avidya, that reaction. So this will come back to you. Why would you do that? If you understand this, if you understand this sutra, you will not do it. So that's what it says. And I'm going to quickly finish off 216, because these two to go there. Heyam dukkam anagatam. Anagatam means those that have not yet come. Dukkham is misery, we know. Heyam is oppose. So one seeks to oppose the miseries that have not yet come. That's because of our stupidity. That is what we do all the time. So the idea he is presenting here is let things flow. If somebody is going to scold you, take it. You cannot take it only as long as you are body conscious. Uma, as long as you think I am this body, anything somebody tells you is very difficult to take it. Anything that is unpleasant. The moment you let go of this body consciousness and say, I am a bunch of vibrations, then you won't have any problem. After all, they are blaming the body. They are directing their ire towards the body. Let them do it. I am not this body. I am that set of vibrations. Let them say whatever they want. So if you can be in that awareness, if you can be in that state of asmita, that is another aspect of asmita. Being in that awareness, then nothing will bother you. If your guests come and demand food, and if you have to attend this class, you will tell them, yes, the raw materials are all available in the kitchen. Please help yourself. You won't bunk the class. Right? If your guests come at a time when you have to be in the class, you will tell them, please help yourself, or I am unable, for the next 1 hour, I am unavailable. That's what you will tell them.
They act violently.
Huh?
If they act violently.
If they act violently.
For not cooking food.
Huh?
For not cooking food.
Violently, what will they do? See, 1 hour, right? It is not, I'm not saying you're going to be in this for 10 hours. Even then, they have no business to act violently. If they act violently, they are acting violently against your body, correct? If your body can take it, take it. Otherwise, leave that place. Why are you allowing them inside the house if they are going to act violently? See, these are all things that come from our activations. These kinds of thoughts come from our activations. Because we are so used to being in a certain stereotyped mode. We think that we have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. Even when we have a schedule, we will skip that schedule. You must skip a schedule when there is an emergency, yes. Not otherwise. Feeding an adult is not an emergency. Unless that adult is dying. Even then, modern day, you make a call, in 20 minutes the food comes, is being delivered at home. It's not going to die. What is the worst that will happen? The adult can abuse you, may not hit you, and the adult may cut off relationship with you. The adult is going to complain about you to somebody. All these things can happen. So you must be prepared for that. Accept it as cosmic flow of things. So on that note, is this something that is clear, Akka? Not acceptable. I understand that. Your silence tells me that. So this is something that you have to ponder on. You have to meditate on this. You have to ponder. That's what I will do. If somebody comes to my house, when I have to handle this class at 6 o'clock in the morning, I will tell them, hey, I cannot make coffee for you at 6:15. No, I cannot. Maybe at 9 I can make you after my classes gets over at 8:30. At 9 o'clock I can make coffee for you. Be my guest. You are my guest. Be my guest. Coffee is there. Milk is there. Make your own coffee. So on that note, what Akka? Are you clear?
Yes, clear.
Huh?
Clear.
You're
I'm
very clear. But you will do the same thing over and over again.
No.
So you will throw away Patanjali Yoga Sutra into the trash can when this happens. Anyway. So namaste to all of you. We have another class in a couple of minutes. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.